things that are bad, I can find entertaining.
Yeah, it's like, this is ghastly, but we had such a fun time. Yeah. It felt like they put a bunch of random scenes together with black screens in the middle. Like, it was just, it didn't flow.
Someone in my cinema was cackling.
Yeah, I was cackling,
but
to
like,
be fair.
Actually, but like, not like belly laughing. The whole screen was laughing because of this person's laugh, not because of what was going on the screen.
They were
don't say me. Don't.
The second that opening number started, I was like,
it was so good.
Hi guys, welcome back to As Seen In.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode.
My name is Tati.
I'm Kaylee.
We talk about all things film, music, TV, entertainment, theatre.
It's become a little bit of a thing now. I feel like it's we're in the groove.
100%. If that's a bit of you though, stay tuned, subscribe, follow, all the above.
Yeah, 100%. Let's crack on.
I feel like 2024 has been off to a great start.
Yeah.
We're not going to do our segments today because we've got so much to talk about in terms of like what's come out recently, right?
Yeah, and what we've watched, I guess.
And what we've watched, yeah. So let's just jump straight in. There's so many films.
I know. I watched so many films this month.
I don't know if we have time to go through absolutely everything.
I might have to do like a list off, and then we can, because obviously some we won't have both watched.
Yeah.
And then we can like dive in.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But you go first.
Let's kick it off with Mean Girls. That like started the year. Right?
Is that the first thing you watched this year? Actually, I guess,
that was the first thing I watched because I wasn't in the country until late Jan.
Yeah. So
I came back and the day after I was like, Mean Girls. Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I mean, I did like, okay, my cinema experiences are always going to be different to yours because I go with my sister.
Okay, yeah.
And so like things that are bad, I can find entertaining. And like, I feel like when I'm on Letterboxd, I'm like, I know if I was on my own, my review would have been so different. But like, because I'm looking at her like, if I went with you, we'd find it a lot. Because I saw your review and I was like, yeah.
Like when we watched after.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like, this is ghastly, but we had such a fun time. Yeah.
And I think, to be fair, James, our manager, actually got it so spot on because we spoke to him before we both watched it and he was like, I have no idea what I can even say about it. And I was like, when I watched it, I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Because he basically said, like, he was like, it felt like they put a bunch of random scenes together with black screens in the middle. Yeah. Like, it was just, it didn't flow.
Yeah. But he was so right.
And he hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, like...
I did not love it in the slightest. I loved Renee Rapp. She carried it. I wish she was more of a main character. I mean, she was a main character, but like, I wish she led it more.
I know, I do agree. Like,
because I think the whole thing was just not good. Apart from her.
Yeah. I feel really upset by this because I know that the musical is good and these aren't even all the same songs. There's changes. People that love the Broadway musical are fuming. They're like,
well, yeah, like,
and I'm annoyed. And I don't even know like the musical well. Do you know what I mean?
I saw some clips, not obviously saying that we should compare one person to another when it comes to playing roles or whatever, which is everything we do on this podcast.
Literally all we do.
But if you're gonna make a musical, hey, let's make a good musical. Yeah. Sing well. Yeah. That's all I'll say. But like Renee, she carried. I feel like her musical ability should have been more at the forefront because she's incredible.
I love her and her album Snow Angel.
Yeah, she's incredible. So I was disappointed that I didn't see more of her because I feel like yeah, you
need to watch Sex Lives of College Girls because she's so good in that. I love that show.
She's in that.
I've been trying to tell people
and
about
you've
this.
Been telling me about this show. Yeah, I will.
She is so good in it. It's such a good show. Like, it's only 2 seasons. It's really short. It's like, I don't know. It's like young adult, but more on the adult side. Like, they push the boundaries a bit. It's a bit more like risque, but really funny. I found it really, really funny. Like, I don't even know why. I just laughed a lot. I remember being like, this is so weird, like me laughing out loud. But yeah, I don't know. Mean Girls was like, some scenes were kind of iconic and I was like, okay, fine. But then the rest let it down.
Do you know what I loved? I loved the Halloween party scene.
That whole thing was good.
I was like, now this feels like something where, like having fun, guys.
And I definitely think it got better, which isn't always good. Like, you should be strong from the start. Yeah. But it definitely got to like midway through and I was like, I don't even know if I can finish it. But then like, kind of like middle to end, I was like, okay, we're getting a bit more iconic. Like I do kind of like it.
It felt like the mid, as you said, middle to end, they embraced the fact that that they were just having fun. But whilst keeping it good. Whereas the beginning, it felt like, okay, you're trying to make this really good. Like, and also some of the camera, what's happening with these POV shots that are showing up in productions nowadays?
And it's like one.
It's just one POV shot. Like in the Buccaneers.
Oh my God, that one. I loved the Buccaneers, but that fucking GoPro angle. I was like, what the bloody hell?
They for real use a 4K GoPro.
Why did you do that? It wasn't even good. Like, it didn't add shit all to the story.
It doesn't add a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
would you rate it out of 5?
I think I gave it a 3, which was very high, but that's because me and Heather had so much fun. Like, I was just pissing myself out how low-key god-awful it was at times.
Yeah, I think I would give it a 2.5, a 3.
Okay, fine.
Just because if they had made this in like 5-10 years time, I think I would have eaten it up a bit more.
Yeah, it's too soon.
It's too soon. Like, I still haven't gotten over the original Mean Girls, like, and how iconic that is.
I do get you. I actually do.
But like, I enjoyed the press run around it.
I love Renee so much.
She's
I would
so
literally
iconic.
just do anything.
I hope she never gets media trained.
No, I know. And they even made a sketch about it on SNL.
Yeah, I saw. I
was like, okay.
Actually, no.
No, say it.
I was just going to say, I don't love SNL's humour.
Yeah, no.
Especially some of the sketches that have been happening recently. I'm like, guys, I don't know if we should be joking about this.
I do agree. I think it's very American humour.
It must be, but then...
And I just don't find it very funny.
And also, a lot of the time when comedians that I enjoy go on there, I don't find them funny on there.
Maybe because it's not their script, I guess.
But they surely...
But some of them I have found funny in the past. Some of them are really good.
Some sketches I'm like, that's good.
Yeah, or like, and at least that was well done. Yeah. Like the Harry ones where he did a weird song was quite... Like, Harry Styles ones were quite good. Maybe because they upped the budget for someone that's like amazing, but I don't know, some of them are just like...
Some of the thing is, it's such a unique way of doing TV. The fact that they're on it every Saturday. Yeah. They're working 24/7 Monday through Friday. So you have to commend them for that. But some of the sketches, I'm just like...
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know who's responsible for what.
I don't know. I think they're all writers in it.
Yeah. I do love Marcelo.
Yeah.
Marcelo Hernandez.
And I think it definitely used to be funnier. But I don't know why. I don't know if it was just because it was new and the concept was new. But now I feel like it's been running for so long. It's like, I honestly feel like I've seen all of the sketches that are physically possible in this world. I don't know.
Anyway, we'll continue the SNL conversation another day before the Americans come for us yet
guys.
Again. Anyone But You.
Yeah, I did like this.
I loved it.
It
was bad. I know it was bad.
No, but it wasn't.
It was great.
But it was good, but it wasn't... Do you know what annoys me? It wasn't bad enough that I can joke about it being really terrible but good.
Yes.
But it wasn't good enough for me to be like, this is an iconic rom-com.
Exactly.
I'm like, but between a rock and a hard place.
I really agree with you. I mean? But for that reason, I was just like, yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, okay. Like, I can't give it too much hate.
It wasn't enough. It wasn't bad enough to hate on it, but it wasn't good enough to, as you said, put it in that place. But I did thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. I just don't know what I would have wanted for it to give me the bit more. I think it was acting. I really do.
Really?
I just don't know if it was
I think the acting added to the je ne sais quoi of it being like, oh, this is just like
true. It was kind of like not too serious.
Because if they were, I'm not saying they're bad actors, but if they were like Oscar level acting in that, we would have then taken it so much seriously. So much more seriously.
And then it would have made it look bad because of how simple the story is. Like, I do get you.
Yeah.
I think I gave it 3.5.
Yeah.
I watched it with Heather. Like I said, I think I told you, someone in my cinema was cackling.
Yeah, I was cackling,
but
to be fair.
Actually, but like not like belly laughing. The whole screen was laughing because of this person's laugh, not because of what was going on the screen. But I liked it.
I was cackling.
Do wish there was another sex scene. I feel like one wasn't enough. I know that we have different opinions on this, but it was just one, and I was like, but maybe 2.
I don't agree. Because I feel like I really liked the way they did the sex scene because it didn't feel distasteful. And I feel like people were expecting a porn
I mean,
scene,
people were expecting 50 Shades for sure.
But I liked the fact that it wasn't that because it felt more like they were It did feel like it, though. It felt like they were in love, not just like she was a random woman that he was sleeping. If they were going to do 2 sex scenes, it would have had to be one at the start when they had their one night stand.
Maybe that's what it was. I didn't feel the instant like
they
clearly had this chemistry, but I didn't see it. It was always just like, oh, she woke up on the sofa, and I was like, okay, but
they should have done it then. They had the sex scene at the beginning when they had the one night stand, so you could see the difference in the sex scene.
That's true.
So it's like one was just like a one night. They don't mean anything to each other, and then it was like this passionate, making love type of vibe.
Don't say it again.
But you understand what I'm saying, right?
I do.
I felt just so. It was just not meaningless, but it was just a light-hearted, easy watch.
Yeah, like it was good. It was
just
good.
Nothing I had to like read into.
Yeah, I'd probably watch it again, like background vibes. Like it's, I don't need to be paying. Also, Paxton Hall Yoshida.
Yeah,
was in it, and I was like, jump scare because this didn't feel like the role.
It just felt very like I loved that type of almost slapstick comedy that they have in there.
Yeah.
Where they're like behind the bush, like
I liked that.
I don't know why I find that so funny.
I actually liked that because it was just ridiculous. I was like, also there was a penis in it.
Yeah, I didn't love
a whole hole.
Hey, let's stop with that.
I don't know. I don't care about getting your cock out, but not the hole.
And why is that necessary? It was
so forefront. I was like, oh my God.
Why do we need to see that? That's what I want. Why, as an audience, do I need to see a man's penis?
Hole. It wasn't even. It was just an awful angle.
That's the thing, because I can understand boobs. Yeah, okay, fine. They look gorgeous.
Yeah, boobs are sexy, but it's
and
like, hot. Yeah, that didn't look hot.
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
but then it wasn't meant to, so I was like, what is the point?
So what's the point here? It just feels like we're throwing... If it's a story, for example, 50 Shades of Grey, it would have made sense to have nudity in that, which they didn't even have that much of, apart from the lady.
Yeah.
So
the lady!
Dakota
Johnson, yeah.
Love her, by the way. She's so iconic. I love her.
Love her.
But like, it would have made more sense than that. It's just... I just feel like we need to reassess, hey, when we're writing nudity, does this add anything to the plot?
It wasn't even like
take it out.
A massive prosthetic, something that was really funny, or like it was genuinely the man's knob, and I was like, but he's not even a main character. Like he literally came in, flashed, and left. I was like, all right. Anyway, overall it was good. I liked it.
American Fiction.
Oh, I fucking loved American Fiction. Did you like it?
I loved it.
Okay.
To me, it felt like art imitating life, imitating art, imitating life. Because the whole concept of like, oh yeah, people only want stories about black trauma, black pain, but then it's a movie about people only wanting those stories. I was just like, this is so...
It was very like,
so
Black
layered.
Mirror kind of. I was like, there's a lot of like... Also, I was worried when I went into my screening because a lot of the people where I live are old white people and we all have our unlimited cards. So I was like, I know people just go in, and it was a secret screening. So I was like, no one even knows what we're seeing. And when I saw the thing come up, I was like, okay... interesting to see how many of them walk out. None of them walked out, and that is rare. Some of the rich old white people always just walk out. I don't even know why I'm saying rich. It's not a rich area, but like no one left. Everyone was like laughing along, like laughing at the jokes pointed at white people, which I thought was good because I was like, they could sit there and be like, but like, your general like honestly, I was like, go look at yourself. But none of them were doing that.
It was
I was
so
like,
funny.
Taking a look around, I was like,
no, but the same for me as well. Like my screening was full of white people, and everyone was laughing.
Yeah,
like so many of the like when he was trying to rename the book to and when she was like, we'll do it, everyone was cracking up. It was such a good movie.
I did like that a lot.
The ending as well, like when it was like the shooting, when he was like, what if we just end it with a shooting, and he was like, perfect. I was like, of course. And it's perfect. The fact that they made that a joke and it was still the ending whilst being a joke.
Yeah. And it not even necessarily was the ending.
It wasn't necessarily.
It was just the movie. Oh, I just thought it was clever. Like,
honestly,
it was one of the best screenplays I think I'd seen for a while. Like, unique. Oh no, can't even say
it's
that because it's based on a book. But like, for whatever the material is, I think it was really unique.
What a clever film!
Yeah, I would watch it again for sure.
For sure, especially because I need to figure out at what point, what is the film that he's making now?
Yeah.
Like,
and I want to know what he did.
Is the film about is the film about him making the fake book, or is it about like, do you know what I mean?
I know, there's just so many layers. I think American Fiction was just one of the best things I've seen.
5 out of 5
5 out of 5. I think I gave it 5 stars.
Easily.
And it was funny, but I also cried. It was also sad. Like there was also bits.
I didn't cry.
Really?
I didn't cry.
I did quite a bit.
What bits did you cry about?
The funeral.
Yeah.
Because it was funny, but it was also really dark and sad.
Yeah.
And then when Trey, I think his name was dancing with the mum.
Oh yeah.
And then it ended bad. I was like, okay, not
loved his character.
Yeah, really great.
He was
really
so funny.
good character. And then also at the end, I think no, that doesn't sound right because it wasn't actually
the mum with the mum in hospice.
Oh, maybe yeah.
Not
I
hospice,
just remember
sorry,
like there was a
care
couple
home.
different times. Oh, and I definitely cried at when. I don't want to spoil it, but spoiler for the next like 10 seconds. When I think it was like the housekeeper or something announced she was getting engaged to them all. I did have a little cry then.
That was really gorgeous.
Yeah, just like most of it was happy tears, but I think it was all just like anyway. I loved it. It was a great film.
Loved it. The Colour Purple.
Yeah, I mean I did give it a 5 star.
5 stars. Guys.
I think it was a slower start than I was expecting, actually. But everything else made up for it, so I didn't even give a fuck.
Do you know what I loved? It wasn't even the story, but just the fact... I don't think I've ever seen a black ensemble in, like, musical theatre like that. I cried... The second that opening number started, I was like...
It was so good.
There's no... Like, why is this the first time I'm seeing this? I was so shocked.
Yeah.
Apart from the Lion King, obviously, but they're animals.
Yeah.
So it's not... It's like, we'll give you your thing, but you'll be animals. But I loved it. The music... I mean, I love musical theatre. I just feel like the music was so strong. I loved all the gospel influence. It was just...
Everything about it.
Incredible.
I just really loved...
Another 5 out of 5.
Yeah, I gave it a 5 out of 5 as well.
Nice.
And I feel like there's a lot recently that I've seen that I've given a lot higher ratings
than
usual. I'm quite a strict critique. I think that things have been good.
Quite a strict critique. Yeah.
I rarely even throw out a 4.
It's true. I have seen your letterbox.
4.5 is a lot.
You do be stingy on that.
I'm stingy. And I also go back and I then regret it. So I'm like...
I think it was incredible. I think 2024 has just been off to a great year.
I know.
I think that's all it is. I think everyone has been waiting post-strike to be like, let's release our movies then, as they should, because there's just bangers upon bangers upon bangers.
I saw so many flops as well, though.
What flops?
Tati, I know we're midway through the episode, but are you hungry?
Kinda, it's funny you say that. We got these donuts from Crosstown and I feel like we might as well have some now.
We might as well dig in, guys. We have been sent an amazing looking... Oh my god!
So true.
I actually just saw one in yours that I really like.
I saw some of yours that look really great too.
Oh my god, okay.
I feel like... I don't know, I just feel like...
Guys, do you want to see them?
Do you want to see...
If you're watching, you'll be able to see. If you are listening, you have to see the donuts on...
Well, yeah, look at Katie's box. Like, I'll just show you one of mine. Oh, that's a bit of me.
Yeah, we do love...
Do little cheers. Oh. Ding. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so good. What the hell?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Crosstown. Guys, if you don't know, Crosstown, not only do they taste great, but they're award-winning donuts. They've won awards. I don't think any other donut place has won awards for their donuts.
And they're handcrafted in location.
Yeah, you can get them delivered in London.
For events?
For events, weddings, whatever it is. I have been saying for the longest time, for my wedding, I want a donut tier, so...
Well, this might be your lucky day.
Honestly, thank you so much, Crosstown, for sending these over.
Thank you so much. We will be snacking on these for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Should we get back to the episode, though? I feel like we've taken enough of a break.
We probably should.
Okay. Enjoy, guys. Oh, what flops?
Night Swim, this horror film. I don't know, the concept was there and then it just didn't give out. So basically the concept is, it sounds ridiculous as well. And obviously it is ridiculous.
Okay.
Sorry, but horrors are majority ridiculous. It's
Actually, no, I'm not going to say that.
Oh my fucking god, I'm so annoyed about it. I know what you're going to say! Nothing!
Basically, just top line. We can't say we actually can't. We can't just
because we do want future opportunities.
Yeah, that's the thing. We'll in the future we might tell the story. But...
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it was basically about this family that moved into a new house, obviously as they always do, because I think why does it always start with fucking we're moving? Because that's not a fucking bad idea. Basically, the swimming pool is haunted.
The swimming pool.
Yes. Yeah, and yeah, it was fucking shit. Like, it had so much potential. Like, I liked the idea of there being this, like, basically, there was, like, a story of a person that used to live at the house, their daughter had drowned. So, the people that had died before were, like, haunting the pool. But it didn't make sense because when you would see, like, the haunting, it was just, like, a monster-looking thing. It wasn't even, like, the ghost of said dead people. It just looked ridiculous. Anyway, I'm not even going to get into it. It was just bad.
Okay.
I wanted to like it. I mean, I laughed at it. I gave it 2 stars. I was probably quite generous. I don't know. Anyway, that was that.
What else has flopped?
The Beekeeper.
Really?
I don't like action movies. That's definitely on me. I don't think Jason Statham is a good actor.
Oh, you do?
I don't think
Jason Statham.
Oh, I'm Jason Statham. I'm going to beat you up. Like, all right. But like,
yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people are like, oh, but he's so good at action. It's like, okay, but multiple other people can be good at action and deliver a line.
Yeah. I just will never forget when we watched The Expendables or Extendables. I don't care.
Expendables 4.
And it was I don't think I've ever watched a worse movie. Like we've watched bad movies.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever watched a movie where genuinely nothing is there.
Because there was nothing to poke fun at.
Nothing to poke fun at. Nothing.
Bad.
No plot. Nothing's going on.
I don't like action. I don't.
Just guns and
guns
vibes.
And cars and shit. Like, Josh Hutcherson was good in it, and I actually didn't hate
Josh
it.
Hutcherson?
Yeah, Josh Hutcherson was in it.
In The Beekeeper?
Yeah, he played some blonde tech hacker.
Okay, I like him.
Rich little kid. I liked his character, and I did think that his acting was good. He had bleached blonde hair, so that wasn't a little extra star going in there.
Yeah.
But it was Jason. I'm sorry, baby, you let me down. I just don't. You just deliver every single line the same, every single movie the same. Like, I went in knowing exactly what it was going to be, and I wasn't surprised. Therefore, I can't rate it very high.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Anything else that's been bad?
No, but good. The Holdovers. You really need to watch it.
I've seen mixed reviews.
Really?
Yeah, I have seen mixed reviews.
What?
Just people like on Letterboxd. Just after a brief scroll, it's some bad, some good.
I fucking loved it. Like it literally gave me. I'm gonna list about 5 films you haven't seen.
Okay.
Dead Poet Society.
Oh, that's on
Chrome.
I actually did watch a bit of Dead Poets in school though. So
you've got to give it a rewatch. Yeah. It's not a happy one, I'll give you that. But it's like, it's a necessity. It's Robin Williams. Like, you have to watch it. Good Will Hunting, actually, it gave me a lot of that. I think you'd like the vibe because of that.
One of my
Kodachrome, which I don't even know why. This is a really random one. Kodachrome is basically like, kind of like a road trip film where Jason Sudeikis goes on like a road trip to, I could be getting this wrong, but this is just from what I roughly remember. He has one roll of film left, I think a dead wife. He has pictures of a dead wife, I think. And he finds out that they are no longer making this specific roll of film. So he has to go to the developing place to get it developed before they shut. That's the film. And it's like them trying to get there on time. And I don't know why this gave me that vibe. But I think it was just like, there was a lot of like moving around in cars and like kind of the story. I don't know. But all of these films are great. And I literally couldn't fault it.
I'm really looking forward to this year's Oscar.
I don't even know what.
Did they happen?
Did it happen?
No, they haven't happened.
Just the nomination? No, just the nominations.
The nominations, yeah.
Yeah.
Because now that I've seen American Fiction...
Yeah, it changes the game,
It changes
right?
everything.
I saw your story, your video of you reacting to it, and I was like, you haven't seen American Fiction yet.
Yeah.
Because it was in loads of the categories. I was like,
it was in so many categories, as it should be. I'm so happy that it's in so many categories.
It was so clever.
It is just so ironic that that's the only way a story other than Black trauma is going to be given a platform when it's still low-key about that.
Yeah.
But it's good that they managed to find a way to like have it be about it whilst not being about it.
And also now people hopefully have watched it and been like, so
maybe we should allow
because if we keep doing that, we're just feeding into that. Yes. So hopefully it was like a wake-up call vibe to the industry. But
it really does, it shows that we're moving in the right direction at least. The fact that it was able to be made and given a huge budget, big cast, all of that, and that it's being nominated for Oscars.
Great cast as well. Like, it wasn't even like, oh, well, we can't afford like an A-lister, so we'll just I was like, great cast,
great cast. Great, really good. Okay.
But watch the Holdovers. Oh my God.
Yeah, okay. What else? You've seen some more stuff. What else?
Yeah, All of Us Strangers. Did you watch it in the end?
I didn't. I was so busy yesterday.
I did like All of Us Strangers. It was a very like, when I actually think about it and what I watched and like what was made, it was a very simple shoot, I guess. Like, not many locations, not many casts, but like pulled it off so well.
Nice.
Didn't need it because the story was so strong. It was almost like so simple, but it wasn't like, oh god, I did actually really enjoy it. And I didn't cry my eyes out like everyone told me I would, but that's because I was kind of like, there was my brain was doing circles of theories before it even ended. Therefore I didn't allow myself time to be sad because one, I kind of knew what was coming, and two, well, I knew what was coming, but I didn't know exactly what was coming. I can't really explain it without giving anything away. Like, I had this theory from like 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
And that did turn out to be true, but there was another sort of bit I was wrong about.
You do that a lot in movies. When you watch movies, you try understand them.
I know, but I don't even try. I'm like, oh, it's so obvious. Like, to me, it's like staring me in the face, even though it's not.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I thought it was so great. I thought, their chemistry is absolutely ridiculous.
Can't wait. I'm
sorry. And you know what? It's not as like sexy as I thought. Like, obviously it's sexy, but it is sad, and it is like about grief more than it is about sex. So like, people going and thinking they're gonna get like a wild ride. I mean, there's a bit, but it's like,
it's not about that.
You're about to get whacked around the face with some sad stuff.
I prefer that.
Yeah,
I prefer that when it's like a bit more shocking.
Yeah, and it was like tasteful. Andrew Scott keeps saying it was like tasteful and like
as it should be,
sensitive and like
as it should
which
be,
it
though.
is. But it makes sense because of the topics. There's the themes. Like, you can't have a film about. Well, I guess you could.
Well, you could,
but it makes more sense this way.
The thing is, my only issue with sex scenes is when they just feel out of place and they don't match the vibe of the film. And especially if it's like, especially just because I feel like they don't, it's giving written by men most of the time. No. And it just doesn't feel like an accurate representation of what real life relationships are. So I'm just like, I don't know if this is like the best thing, especially for like, I don't know, young audiences or like movies that are like 12s.
Yeah, that's
when
true.
You know, like 12 plus 15-year-olds are going to be watching these and thinking like, oh yeah, this is like how
true, especially when like women are portrayed like awfully.
Yeah, and like
or
women
like always butt naked. It's like
and like not actually enjoying it, or like true. It's only the man who gets to like enjoy. I don't know. It's just really. I just feel like most of the sexual content that's being given to us is written by men and just not tasteful.
And I feel like that is true. And like you said, when it feels out of place, I feel like it's like something like Normal People, which has a lot of sex scenes, but it's driven
that didn't feel out of place
story. Like the story is about young relationships. People. So like, therefore it's like, okay, fine, we can explore sex at each point of their life, and it like changed from like start to finish, and it made sense. Although some man would come and be like, well, that's got like 10 sex scenes, but it's like, no, but they were necessary.
They were all different, and they were all balanced in terms of both characters.
Yeah, like how
they're changing as well. It wasn't just like, oh, throw in a sex scene, have the man do this.
Yeah.
They're both like 2 minutes later they're done, and they're both like, it's like,
but it was necessary as well, because it showed when she was with Jamie how different sex can be out of a like trusting relationship. Do you know what I mean? And like, therefore that was necessary to show like she herself was like, what the fuck, like she had never been on both sides of that, so it was like, again, it was necessary.
The emotion is the key part there, because like you can have an absence of it and also have it in there, but when people just completely negate it and don't input it at all, because even if it is just like a one-night stand thing, like we were saying, you can still have emotion there in terms 100%. Of like, oh, she doesn't feel great afterwards, or he, like, do you know what I mean? But it feels like it's often just like chucked in there as like something, oh, people just want to see that. Like, but we want to understand it as well.
Yeah, 100%.
But
100%.
Bob Marley, One Love. This will be one of our last ones. Okay. Our last one.
Yeah, I loved it.
I don't
even think I'm being biased because we did the interviews for it. Like, I actually really enjoyed it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, and what I loved was that I just don't feel like I have learned about like Caribbean culture through film ever. So it was nice to do that.
Yeah, 100%.
Because like I knew Bob Marley's music, obviously, and like everyone does. He's iconic. But just to be able to see his life and his impact and what he cared about outside of the music was really nice.
And I just literally learned so much in that about him.
Yeah.
And also I said this to you like when we finished watching it, but I really liked where they went in with the story. Like, this is a filmmaking point of view now, like nothing to do with him technically, but like I liked where they started it. He was already an established musician. I know we had like flashbacks to his life and like we did see the development, but I liked how they started it everyone knows who he is. It wasn't like a linear story of like, oh my god, he's a child, and then and then it ends here. Like, I liked the kind of like zigzaggy narrative tool storytelling. But yeah, I thought it was great. I thought the acting was great.
Even the way they had the history of like Jamaica's relationship with England and like being a British colony and all of that. Like they managed to sprinkle a bit of that in.
So true.
Which I appreciated, because I feel like more and more people, like our generation, we want to learn about the country's history, because we're just not, I don't remember ever being taught about Britain literally colonizing half of the world or whatever.
No, I literally don't remember anything other than like
never
basic monarchs.
Yeah, I remember learning
a couple of wars,
like kings, queens, World War, bonfire
and even then,
night,
I'm
all
so
of that.
sure it would have been such a biased, like, coming from a really.
I know maybe it's best.
I don't know. Like, I literally don't know.
Yeah, nothing.
Like, I honestly feel like if I looked at a textbook now, there would be gaps and they would just not be filled. Like, or like there'd be, well, like sugar-coated truths. Do you know what I mean?
I would love to know what the history curriculum is like today.
Yeah.
But it's good that even in mainstream media, even in all of these films, we're getting to just like learn a bit more whilst being entertained. Like, it feels like all the movies we're watching nowadays have some sort of takeaway, which is nice. I mean, like, even if you look at like Barbie and those sorts of stuff, you can still take something away when you watch it.
I agree.
Which I really do love.
Also, quickly back to like the learning at school, I really genuinely in my heart believe there should be a whole subject of like present day. Like, you should like almost like a pop culture
or like cultural affairs.
Exactly. Like, I know you can eventually go and take that as a but that should be like, you should be learning week to week what's going on in the world. Like, you should be learning about what's happening in Palestine now. Yeah. Because when's that going to be? You can't teach that in 10 years. Do you know what I mean? You should be teaching that now. Like,
absolutely.
I just know for a fact they're still learning about
Henry VIII. And also like the truth about it. Yeah. Because I feel like where a lot of our, I mean, I feel like everyone is just very unaware of like England and America's influence and role that they played in the history of Palestine and like what they did in, like, I feel like without understanding colonization you can't understand what's going on, and like you said, there's no way of us learning without it just. And
also like allowing people to form their own opinions, because one thing I don't think that they do when they teach history is like, okay, well, how do you feel about that? Or like, do you know what I mean? Like, you don't, it's not a, it's a fact, yes or no, you've either got it right or you haven't because of what you memorized. It's never like, and how do you think that would have affected people at the time? Or like, if they were learning about Palestine now, it's like, okay, well, what genuinely do you believe, rather than this in the textbook, this is what happened, this is what you should think and what you should write about. Like
what you believe about what's happening.
Yeah, but like, just like, not
like
just
thoughts.
That. Like forming your own opinions on world affairs, period.
Yeah.
Like whether that's within politics or whatever.
It's true.
Like, I don't think, I mean, obviously the Palestine thing, I believe strongly there's a right and a wrong, but I know that like, that is just coming from me. There will have to be a lot more brought to the table for that, you know, whatever. But like in world affairs in general, I think that like they should think more about letting people form their own opinions.
Yeah, I think to build empathy as well, because we've got to a point where just no one actually cares about other people. No one can empathize with other people. Yeah. It's so scary.
It is weird.
But anyway, not to bring the mood down, we are going to end this episode here, but thank you guys so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, leave us a rating. It really helps us out. But
keep an eye on our socials, because we've got some exciting stuff coming up.
Yes.
Some very exciting content maybe.
But yeah, we'll catch you next time on I've Seen It.
Bye.